right, guys, so we're starting a new project in science. And yesterday we discussed landforms. And one of the biggest things that we learned yesterday was what about landforms? What was it you learned, Ben? Yeah, so in ancient times, this could be thousands of years ago, million years ago, that some parts of our land was underwater in some way. And so yesterday they were at Shark Tooth Hill in California. And what did they find at Tooth Hill, Kaylee? It's okay, Zoe. Yeah, yeah, huge one, like a megalodon or something. Yeah. Oh gosh. Yeah. Scientist. Yeah. A whale skull. And so we're finding all of these marine animals, right? We're finding all these marine animals, and so they, with all this research and that carbon dating, what was it called? Yeah. Carbon rate. I gotta look at that word again. I was a no, yeah. What's that, Xavier? Okay. Yeah, radiocarbon dating. That's it. And so I can't remember how it went, but so they can look at the different layers of the dirt and the silt to see the actual date that those fossils were there. And they also found a deer. Remember that? They found a deer. But the deer was like, was it 15 feet? They found deer horns. Yeah, 3 horns. So they were saying it was like a weird, yeah, it was a different deer horn. It's not like our deer here in South Carolina. But they found that, and it was 15 feet. The layers of the bed, the deer horns were found 15 feet above the marine animals. So then we can, tell, yeah, at different ages, right? All right, so what you're going to be doing is you're going to be doing a research project. And before we start talking about the research project, I want you to click on the ancient landforms here that I have, ancient landforms Google drawing. Have you ever created a Google drawing? You have it, Xavier? You're doing it computer. Okay, so you have R2 Paxton. So this would be great because Google Drawings are one of my favorite things. You guys know that my doctorate is in technology, and one time our professor in one of the classes was like, create a visual da, 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 with all these things. Well, I went straight to Google Drawing because it's really easy to use, and I created it, and it took me like 10 minutes because it was super easy. And other people were using like Adobe and different fancy programs, and I just used Google Drawing. And the professor was like, "Oh my gosh, this is the best ever!" And I taught her about Google Drawing because she had never used it before. So I know I taught the teacher. You guys teach me all the time. Yes, it's red. It's a red icon. So if you go up here to the tic tac, and don't do this, I'm just showing you where it is. But in the tic tac toe, if you scroll down, if it's not there, because mine might not be, you can just type in Google Drawing into the search. Okay, so I'm going to show you some examples of my students from previous years. All right, so I have, I'm going to click on View Assignment Instructions. So one of my favorite students of all time, her name is Harmony, and I think there's a picture of her. It's that little baby over there. Yep, she gave me a baby picture, but she's one of my favorite students of all time. And she did a Google drawing about a career she wanted to do when she grew up. And her career was about becoming a high school teacher. And she had like all these things, I gave them a paper and I said, okay, you got to have the salary, how much you'll get paid, the description, all these things. And she was able to create this here using just different visuals and text boxes, and I think it looks great. Like, this is a really amazing thing that she created. Like, she's got the description, the salary, the job outlook. She's got colleges on here, fun facts, advantages and disadvantages. So I think that's a really cool thing, and she created it just on Google Drawing. and it didn't take her that long. What took her the longest was getting the research. She had to do the research in order to create the drawing. So that's Harmony's. So if you want to go back and look at hers, then here is Gianni's. Gianni did his on the this is about animals. This is like abiotic and biotic. And so he's got some abiotic factors, which is going to be your rocks and dirt and sun and weather and that sort of thing. And then but the biotic factors are the living. And so he had the comparisons there with his Google drawing, and he has 4 pictures there. Yes, dear. You don't have access. Well, you can look at it here. I'll fix it in a minute. Sometimes you don't have access because this is from my old school, so I've got to copy it. Yes, dear. You shouldn't be clicking anything right now. No one should be clicking anything. You should just be watching me. All right. So then this one right here, I don't have a name for this, I think. Let me see. This is one I liked. I thought it was really cool looking. Okay, this is by Jada. Jada was one of my favorite students. She did a Google drawing on the solar eclipse. And so she just has different information about the eclipse, and she's got some pictures here. And I love how she's got the like subtitles there and the information below it. And she did that with text boxes. Yes, ma'am. You did. That's awesome, sweetie. All right, so that one's cool. And then the last one I have is from Asa. And I think Asa is on ecosystems. And so Asa in this project, and you guys will do this as well, you will choose 4 ecosystems, and then you are going to have a picture for each, and then you'll have facts for each ecosystem. But that will come later into this to the school year. And so what you're seeing is just a very cool visual thing. And then I'll print it off in color, and you guys can have it in the classroom, and we can look at it and enjoy each other's Google drawing. So what we're going to be doing today is I have already posted the Google drawing here. And when you click on it, a blank Google drawing will appear. That's what it looks like. It looks like a checkerboard that's blank. Okay. But I want to go over the rubric because the rubric tells you what I want. And I don't need a lot of things, but the things I want, you got to make sure you have it. So if you look right above all of the documents, it says rubric. Go ahead and click on that. Go ahead and click on that. You do have it. It's on the bottom. Okay, get somebody to help you. Everybody has it. All right, so part of the rubric that I want is I want 2 pictures. Now remember, guys, this is like, you may have a diagram or you may have something from a long time ago that's drawn out, because are you going to have photographs of how South Carolina looked thousands and thousands of years ago? No. Yeah, you might have some kind of drawing or some kind of diagram. So 2 pictures of some sort. And then the next, that's 20 points, so 10 points per picture. And the next thing I want is 10 facts about the changes in the landforms of South Carolina. So just find me 10 things that are facts. And you don't have to write complete sentences. You can do bulleted facts. You can write it on a piece of paper, and then you'll type it into the computer. All right, the next thing I want is a title. Do you remember how I showed you the solar eclipse one and they had the solar eclipse title? Have the title there. And if you want subtitles, you can do that as well. I want it to be neat and visually appealing. That means, like, I do not want font that is, like, let's say you write your name, like you write Ben, and you write B red, and E's in yellow, and N's in purple. I don't want that. Do not do that. Do not make every other letter a rainbow, different color. That's a waste of time, and I can't read it. If you send me something and it's very hard for me to read, like the font and the color you choose, I'm going to send it back to you. Because if I can't read it very well, your classmates probably can't either. I know a lot of us like to use curly font, that sort of thing, but make sure it's something that you can read. If you can read it and it looks good, it's not too bright or neon, it's probably going to be okay. All right. And then the next one is the last one is what is your prediction? Now, this can be at the bottom of your Google drawing. And what you're going to do is it says, what is your prediction for the next 1,000 to 1,000,000 years for our landscape in South Carolina? What do you, after all your research, what do you think our landscape in South Carolina is going to look like? You may tell me you think it's going to be dry. You may tell me you think it's going to be under river water. You may tell me it's under ocean water. You don't know that yet. But I want you to research and just kind of make a good prediction. And then you'll just make a text box at the bottom of your Google drawing and tell me what you think. Everyone's prediction may be different, just like when we did our hypothesis about jar A and jar B. We all were different. I had something totally different from you guys. Okay? Questions? The future. Okay, prediction can't be about the past, right? Has to be about the future. All right, so what I want you to do right now, today, you're not starting on your Google drawing. Okay? We will start that tomorrow. Today, you are going to get a piece of paper and a pencil, and you are going, okay? You are going to write down your 10 facts. Okay? So you got your piece of paper and pencil, and you're going to write out your 10 facts. And you're going to go to, you're going to Google different things to find it, but I want 10 facts written out today. Should I come around and see you starting on your Google drawing? No. Nobody should be starting. You should have paper and pencil in front of you, and you should be researching 10 facts. Yes, ma'am. Yeah, that's fine. And you know what? I like to do more than 10 facts because maybe when you're starting to type the facts out, you're like, that doesn't make sense, or I don't like that fact. It's best to have more choices. All right. So right now, I'm going to stop the video and I'm going to come around.